Woo! Child, things are gonna get easier. Welcome to Puro Pinche Sports. I'm your host, Jose Garza, and tonight I'm joined along my co-host, Alex de la Cruz, Arturo Ibarra. Guys, tonight we're doing the 2021 award show. We've had a few weeks off. We've had time to think. I gave y'all 2 weeks time to do your homework. Y'all did it at the last fucking minute, procrastinating asses. I swear to God, but y'all did it. Thank God. Some of you didn't even turn a full page answer. So you know what?
Dang, I think my time is up. My wife's calling me now.
Damn, it's too late.
Nah, I'm joking, dude. I just told her to yell out in the middle right when we started the podcast.
I can't stand y'all. Alex, how you doing tonight? Alex, you doing good?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm pretty sore.
Nice.
Tired.
Stop beating up old men at soccer games, bro. We're tired of that nonsense here. Okay, I know you're trying to get on the news.
I haven't played actually in a while. I stopped playing because I'm getting too old and my knees are hurting every Monday when I go back to work. So I'm probably not gonna do that for a while.
And Art, is getting ready to remodel his house for his new baby girl. A few more
Dude,
weeks.
It's freaking crazy.
I know your back is hurting from carrying that family.
Nah, dude, it's been crazy. Just the past week and a half, I've just been putting flooring at the house. If y'all been listening to us say on the podcast and y'all been following me, y'all just saw some crazy remodel that I posted on Instagram since I never post anything according to
Jose. Yes, definitely about time. He's posting stuff, ladies and gentlemen, at Beach Bum on Instagram /_AI. The man is posting stuff, how it looked before, how it looks now. It looks really clean. I appreciate the work the man is doing for his family. A lot of respect for that. Anywho, guys, none of the chit chat. No one gives a fuck about us. Let's be honest. Get this shit out of the way. Fuck. All right, let's get started. First, I asked y'all make the list. Checked it twice. Make sure y'all good. Some of y'all put 2 answers for one. I said no. Pick one, fools.
It was hard.
It was hard. I bet.
That's what he said.
All right. Well, the first category, ladies and gentlemen, is comeback of the year. Now, obviously, that could mean many of things. It could be like Mike Tyson last year, came back out of nowhere after like 15 years of retirement. Or it could
Tyron Woodley getting knocked out.
That's not comeback. That's knocked out. But anyway,
he came back to the ring though. So
I asked Art, I asked Alex, and I asked Marco, who unfortunately can't be on tonight, to give me the answers. So you'll see the faces of who picked what, and let's get started. So everyone's gonna start pretty much with. Oh, I should double checked everything before I even did. Anyways, comeback of the year. Joe Burrow of the Cincinnati Bengals is mine and Marco's pick. Don't focus too much on our pictures. Focus on the award.
You look really cute, man. You look cute.
I know. I adorable, right? It's my freaking picture from my wedding day. Anywho, freaking Joe Burrow. I'll give my explanation why. Essentially, like I was telling you guys before we got on the air, the man came back from multiple injuries: MCL, ACL, all the ligaments in the world around the knees, possible. Even before the season during the preseason games, there are still questions like, hey, how's he feeling? Is he going to do good? Since then, won the division title. Moving forward, no one saw the Bengals win the division. I can tell you that. Nobody saw that. So I'm surprised they did it. I'm pretty sure Marco probably feels the same way. But overall, I think this is for me, it's a good pick. Everyone's going to say the norm, Dak Prescott or someone else, right? But I think this was like a really solid pick. Your guys' thoughts on that? I'll start with Art.
No, man, I completely forgot about this one. And it's not that I forgot about it, like him as the comeback of the year. It's just I was basing it off as at the beginning of the season who looked better. And I just, like I said, and I know we're going to talk about my comeback of the year, but I just thought that person looked better at the beginning of the year. Joe Burrow has looked great through the season, but lately on these past games, he's just shined. The throwing yards that he's done, the connecting with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, man, it's without an offensive line, it's crazy what he's able to do after that injury. So I see no issue with why you're picking them. It makes sense.
Alex, your thoughts on this pick?
He's been out all year, but like you said, at the beginning of the year, he did look kind of shaky. I think one game I remember is whenever he played against the Bears. I think he threw like 2 back-to-back picks, but other than that, I mean, he's had a crazy run this year. Him and Jamar Chase putting up crazy numbers, and like you said, nobody expected him to. I didn't expect them to come out of that division. I had the Ravens, but that's
The
pretty good.
Browns.
I think that's a good pick right there. You know,
Absolutely.
I respect that.
All right, and moving on, we're going to now Alex's pick, and for the most part, so y'all can understand how it goes. Just to get me out the way, my answers are going to be the first ones, guys, and then we go alphabetical order. So Alex, Art, Marco. But if some of us agree, they'll be conjoined together in pictures. So next up is the U.S. men's soccer team wins comeback of the year. So Alex, give us your thoughts on and answer why you picked them as your guy.
Okay, so
Guys.
this goes back. This goes back from qualifying from the World Cup, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. To up until this year, nobody really thought U.S. soccer was gonna be any. I didn't think they had a lot of young talent. Nobody really thought they were gonna mesh well especially against Mexico, and they've had 2 incredible great wins against them. Even though it's controversial with calls that they missed, but I mean, they're on top of the class, and they sure look like they're gonna make the World Cup this coming years. So that's the reason why I picked them, and nobody really thought they were gonna be good. Like I said, the coach is already out the door, the manager. So,
Art, your thoughts on his pick overall?
Nah, man. I mean, it's what Alex said. Like I never would have thought that someone would have picked the U.S. team to be a comeback of the year, but I see why he did it. Every time that they're supposed to qualify to something, they drop the ball. Everyone knows there is U.S. soccer, not because of the men's soccer team, but because of the women's soccer team.
Yep.
So the fact that they were able to beat Mexico over the controversy and everything, but apart from that,
both times,
exactly. But the fact that they were able to beat the teams that they beat to win the champion this past year, I know why he picked them, and hey, actually that's a perfect comeback of the year, though, if you think about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, especially when I saw the results, I was like, my God, this man picked the whole squad. Like, he just said, you know what, fuck it. But you're right, absolutely. Like, especially when you're a team that is not disrespected, you haven't earned the respect of others to be in the position you are now. Props to you for it. So absolutely love the pick. So that's our comeback of the year, guys. For Alex. Art, you're up next, puppy, and you got the answer that most people are going to go with. So give us your interpretation why you picked this man as your guy, and do you like your picture on there? Because you haven't seen it yet.
Man, that's a freaking crazy picture from the wedding. I was already a few drinks in, so a few drinks in, so I'm kind of happy that you picked this. Well, to me, that's a few. To you, that was a little bit more, but either way,
it's like 20 shots, right?
I was more probably like a bottle or something. But hey, I was still dancing, I was still going, and I still went home and got out the next day and.
All right, let's go with the
partied
again.
Pick.
So I know we're all.
I should be comeback of the year, though. Now I'm joking, man.
Wow.
No, the reason why I picked up Dak, man, it's after the injury that he suffered last year. Apart from Joe Burrow's pick, the only reason why I picked him was because I feel Dak had a better beginning of the season. He looked great. A lot of people said, you know what, this guy ain't coming back and playing football the way he did with how he left the season last year. Last year, he was great. They were in a winning streak and everything. They looked great as a team as a whole. And then he fell down, and then a lot of other pieces started falling through. So for the whole team to come back under him as the leader and be able to be composed of himself and play with the injury and not be scared about it. Same thing with Joe Burrow, not be scared about it. But seeing him play that way the first game, to me, that was the comeback of the year. The way that you came back after an injury and you came out, play with confidence, that was my comeback of the year.
Alex, your thoughts on that?
I think that's a good pick. Also, it's kind of hard to go back and forth with Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott in the NFL for comeback of the year. But I think the first glimpse that we saw Prescott is against the Bucs defense at the beginning of the year, and he lit it up. Even though they lost, he still lit it up. I like that pick also. I'm curious who's gonna win comeback of the year for the NFL. I think it's just gonna come down to who has a better playoff run in the in the playoffs this year.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a good pick. I mean, nobody would have thought that he was gonna have this crazy year. And then I don't know if you saw Hard Knocks. You know, they had him in a pitch count and everything, and I think they did pretty good. The medical staff for the Cowboys, you know, keeping him in a pitch count when he messed up his rotator cuff in the preseason, so they didn't really let him throw a lot. But he looks pretty good. He's a little shaky towards the end of the year, but I mean he's still putting up nice numbers this year. So I like that pick.
Absolutely. I mean, Dak Prescott got a lot of respect because, you know, especially with the turmoil that he had in 2020, right? Like the loss of, you know, his brother, and then loss, you know, then going into a season like this, and then, you know, breaking his ankle, really bad situation. And just to see the maturity, the leadership that he had, and the way he's guided this team from, you know, even though we laugh at the NFC least, you know, we joke about stuff like that. You have a lot of respect for Dak Prescott. He's definitely a guy who's earned it and is in the right spot to be taking the Cowboys to where they should be. Now I know they had their struggles in the last few weeks. They've had a little slump, but that doesn't change the fact of what he's done, you know, since then. You know, we can't take overall, like, out of the picture overall what he's done for everybody. So, all right, guys, that's our comeback of the year. So now moving on, we're going to go on to sports promotion of the year. So most of us agreed on this one. The UFC. I'll go first with this one. I mean, the UFC's, you know, been running the whole year long. They went through the whole pandemic. They've gone straight loco with their shit. Dana White is still trying to find a way to probably fight Jake Paul. But regardless, the promotion has been top notch in our opinion. Art, what is your thoughts on the UFC?
The only reason why I said the UFC, man, it's all the drama, man. Like where there's drama, it promotes it. It was just like the Kardashians, man. Like how much freaking people watch that show without actually wanting to watch it. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of people that watch the UFC. Why? Because first of all, they like to see the fights. You know, they like to see people in the cage. They like the action of it. They like the upsets. But apart from that, the way that they've been able to promote some of the stuff during the COVID era, it's like crazy. The fact that they were able to go away and say, you know what, there's only going to be this many people allowed and only the fighters are going to be able to do this and this and that. I think they got it. I know the NBA did the NBA bubble and everything, and the NFL did their own thing, but I think the UFC made it better, and they all took apart from that. That's the thing. They did it first, and everyone else copied after that.
Now, I'll tell you right now, they're probably not going to win promotion next year because they'd be raising them prices for pay-per-views. Like, you got to be kidding me, bro. There's a reason why there's a lot of illegal streaming. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to name people I know that are doing it, but I swear to God, you keep increasing these prices about the, you know, those.
They're going to find you, though.
We're going to find, you know, they're going to find them. Yeah, you know who you are. Freaking locals. All right. You know what? All right. You're gonna like this pick for Alex. You're gonna like this.
You got to hear me out on this one, okay?
So go ahead, explain this one.
Okay. So like how Art said, it's about the drama, you know, stirring up the pot. I mean, you can't really. It's hard to say that these guys don't really like. They're not good boxers at all, but they sell their shit. You know what I mean? And they go against people, even though the contracts might say like, you know, some underneath stuff or about getting knocked out or whatever. But you know, they're selling, they're making money. You can't hate on those guys. They're making a lot of money, and they're going after big fish. You know, and people are giving them the credit, I guess, because I think Dana White, he had some beef with them. So you know they're getting
Paul is definitely,
yeah. So they're getting attention. So I mean, you can't really hate on them. You know, they're making money.
And honestly, like you know, respect to them. You know, because guess what? You know, as stupid as a lot of their antics are, you know, they're creating cash. Like their controversy is creating cash, and that's what they're doing for themselves. I mean, they've look at freaking. I mean, it's not as much as what McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather, but fucking Logan Paul just made 100. I mean, what was it? No, 10 mil? was it a mil? What was it for like the
I
fight
think
for
it was
Floyd?
like a mil.
Yeah, so like, and then Jake, regardless of what the competition is, he is winning. Their boxers are. The problem is that y'all might not respect them as real boxers. I'm not gonna say they are yet because they haven't fought a boxer. But you're getting boxers wanting to come out to fight them. You're getting MMA fighters wanting to come out to fight them.
That's exactly what I'm.
If you're getting their attention versus
They're doing something right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's you're doing it right, and they're gonna continue moving forward as long as they keep. Well, as long as Jake keeps winning, you're gonna be doing something right because Logan can't fucking win shit other than being his brother's sidekick. But I mean, Art, what was your thoughts on it?
No, man, it's a joke, but the way that they're doing it, it's the correct way to do it. I mean, the fact that they're able to get as much money out of their pay-per-views as possible, and the fact that people still buy them though. Like, if you don't like them, but you're just paying to see the guy get knocked out,
they're winning. They're winning.
Yeah, exactly. Even though the guy's not gonna get knocked out, but you're still buying it just to see if he gets knocked out, knowing that he's not going to, dude. Like, he's getting your money. So either way, that's good promotion. Good promotion.
The more you talk about them, the more they're winning too. It does not matter. Like,
they remind me of those two island boys, man. That's literally how they're getting their money.
I mean, legitimately, it's true. All right, guys, that's our Sports Promotion of the Year awards there. Next up is our Loser of the Year, and so this one's gonna be interesting, but I think y'all like it. So for my pick and Marcos, Tyrone Woodley. I mean, there's not really much to say, guys. I mean, the man didn't just lose to Jake Paul twice; he got knocked out by Jake Paul. And the people were saying, "Hey, that was fixed." Man, I don't care how much money you're gonna pay me. I ain't gonna face plant like that.
That man look dumb.
No, and that's that. And I put MMA and boxing because if you forgot, guys, he actually lost early in the year to Vicente Luque. Getting submitted after he got rocked to get there originally. And so 3 losses, 2 to Jake Paul, who he says ended. He got the I love Jake Paul tattoo.
Oh my goodness.
So, I gotta go with him for Loser of the Year. Your thoughts?
I mean, I can see why you picked him as Loser of the Year, but the only reason why I wouldn't, dude, he got paid.
True.
So that to me does not count as a Loser of the Year.
Okay, so paid. To be fair, so did y'all's pick. We want to just move on to that one? We want to move to y'all's pick?
We can, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, wait, did we pick the same thing?
Yes, he did.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yes, let's go.
So talking about getting paid, the Khan family still got paid, and so did Urban Meyer. Like, they're trying to stop that from him getting paid, but he still got paid. But go ahead, Alex, explain this one.
Okay, so Urban Meyer came into the NFL saying he was gonna change the NFL. He was gonna change the landscape of coaching. I mean, I guess kicking your kicker is changing NFL. I mean, I think this guy's the biggest. Yeah, he's the biggest loser. They're the biggest losers. The Jaguars, Urban Meyer. They're just. I mean,
you got Trevor Lawrence. This is how bad you are.
That's about it. But I mean, nobody really expected much from the Jags, but they were trying to make up a lot of noise signing Tim Tebow. I think they were just trying to sell tickets. But I think they lost a bunch of fans in this whole freaking thing that they made. They're just big old mess that they made. So I think they are the losers of the year.
Art.
So the reason why I picked the Jacksonville Jaguars as the losers of the year is not because of Urban Meyer itself. Since last year, the fact that they got the number 1 draft pick, it's like, damn, I got the number 1 draft pick. I get to use it on whatever I want. All right. You spend it on a quarterback, knowing that you had a good backup quarterback, which you decided to fire. Mm-hmm. Second of all, you use your second pick on a running back, knowing that you have a good-ass running back already with you, who was a free agent. You picked him up, and he broke freaking defenses last year. Thirdly, you get a shitty of a coach who doesn't care about his team after losing, going on a winning streak, and then decides to kick his kicker. And then you signed up a quarterback to go as your tight end. Like, how bad can you go from getting the number one pick last year and like literally the Jets ruining that chance for themselves? You get the number one pick. Everyone's saying, the Jags are going to be good. They have Trevor Lawrence. They're going to ATN. They're going to have all of this. ATN gets injury, season-ending injury.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Lawrence is not putting the numbers that he's putting. So to me, it's like, as a franchise, you got the worst, like, shit stick of, like, the entire, like, everywhere. So that's the only reason why I'm saying they're the loser of the year. And it's literally the fan base. They're the losers of the years, man. Like, that
Bro,
sucks. They're worse than the Jets, man. Like, that sucks.
You see that they're planning to, because they hate Shad Khan, the owner of the Jaguars. They're gonna go in clown costumes to the final game of the season, and now there's an emoji out there of a clown with Shad Khan's mustache.
I don't blame them. The fact that they did that, like, that's bad, dude. Like, that to me is a loser of the year. Like, apart from them, the coach is getting paid and everything, dude. Like, as the fan base, like, your coach got paid, the owners got paid, you sold tickets and everything because of what you expected. Like, that sucks. Mm-hmm. That fucking sucks. That's even worse than my Bears not making it to the play, or like with Nagy and everything, dude. But the fact that they were worse than the Jets, like, that sucks. And they still got the number one pick this year. So we'll see if they continue. Yeah, we'll see how bad they mess that up again.
All right, well, that's our losers of the year, guys. Let's move on to upset of the year, where most of us agreed. So let's go ahead and talk about upset of the year is Juliana Pena. So me, Art, and Marco all agreed on it. It's almost not even close for us. I mean, just the fact that she beat the most dominant female fighter in MMA history, tagged her up, submitted her. Art, any thoughts on this one?
No one. I don't believe anyone in the sport industry believed that she was going to get knocked out and that Juliana Pena was going to get it. Like, there's no freaking, like, way that you could have thought, like, oh, the upset. Like, whoever betted on the odds, man, they're banking. Like, no lie, they're banking. But, I like upsets and everything, so I enjoyed that. But at the same time, like, that's an upset. That's the biggest upset of the year, apart from, like, football, soccer, everything, man. Like, there's no explaining to it. There's no need to it. That's the upset of the year, man.
So I tend to agree with you. Alex, your thoughts on this before we move on to your pick?
I didn't see this fight, but I did YouTube her. I did YouTube the fight. And she is actually on one of my other picks. But I mean, I guess it was a big upset, but I kind of like my pick. So
absolutely, let's go on to your pick right now. Alex de la Cruz picks the UTSA football team. Always a different man. Go ahead, explain why you did it, sir.
Okay, nobody expected UTSA to be ranked or even beat the teams that they were supposed to lose to this whole season. I mean, they did have a little bump in the road that kind of messed up their national championship, but other than that, man, they surprised a lot of people. My brother actually went to the game where they scored in like the last 6 seconds, I think.
To the football game?
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, UTSA they came back in a Memphis game in Memphis, which is like a top-notch school, and UTSA is still young, and I think nobody expected UTSA to be this good, and they're my upset of the year.
Absolutely. I didn't think of it like that either originally when you first said it, but it's true. They're very surprising. They came back and defeated a lot of teams that weren't expected to lose to them. They were never the betting favorites most of the time. I mean, just the fact that they created this atmosphere, and this is after like some early on, like, they removed some kind of slogan that they were, the UTSA yeah. So they took that away, created some controversy, but that didn't stop the athletes, that didn't stop the coaches from doing their thing and stepping up into a big season that no one saw them doing. So congrats to them. Any thoughts on them, Art?
Man, that's my alma mater, man. But dude, it's a great upset of the year, man. Like, the fact that they were able to do and pull what they did, like, that's even crazy. Like, I know that there was an interview with one of the running backs or wide receiver but I believe it was a running back that said, "You know what? I'm not leaving UTSA until I win a championship with them." And man, the fact that he took them all the way like to where they got, and I'm not just saying him, but like the whole team, they were a family, man. And we didn't even see that from UT. Like I saw a lot of memes saying, UTSA is the new University of Texas, which I thought that was freaking hilarious. Like not even A&M or UT, Oklahoma was not even able to get to the rank that they did. Like that's why it's the biggest upset. I agree with that one. I can see why that happened.
Nice. All right, guys, moving on forward now. We are going to submission of the year. So this one's gonna be a little tricky. I know one for like Alex doesn't watch much MMA, so for him to look this up and get something like I really respect on his pick. But we'll go.
Are you submissive to your wife, man? Do you submiss to your wife about some of the decisions that you decide to do?
Me no. Me no.
But some of our friends decide to do that, don't they? They decide to go to some bachelor parties or bachelorette or something like that.
Moving on. Okay, so my pick was Islam Makhachev at UFC 267 in his fight against Dan Hooker. Just a beautiful Kimura lock. I mean, just domination from him in the first round finish. And just the way you see it, I mean, fucking Hooker is stuck. He can't do anything. His arm is getting bent and broken, and just it is what it is. Islam Makhachev, or as many call him, Baby Habib, future possible lightweight champion. We'll see how that goes. But that was my pick for submission of the year. We'll move on quickly to the next pick, guys. This one y'all agreed on. Brandon Moreno winning the UFC flyweight title at UFC 263. A nice submission right there. A very proud moment. Alex, give us your thoughts.
I think this has to be the submission of the year because he is the first Mexican to ever win. And the way he did it to win it, it has to be the submission of the year. That's the reason why I picked it.
All right, Art.
Damn, man, it's apart from what Alex said, man. Like it's crazy the fact that the reason why it's my submission of the year is because there was a title involved. So the fact that he was able to upset with the title shot and get the title shot, like, and the way that he just did it, like that was crazy to. Like no one thought this is another one that's like no one thought that he was gonna get it, and the fact that he was able to pull it off, like man, that's freaking crazy. Like props to Moreno, and man, he's freaking crazy, man.
As Alex said, the first Mexican-born UFC champion, submitting Dulce Guerra, Dulce Figueiredo. And then after they had a fight of the year candidate, a few months prior, late December. A beautiful fight. He controlled it the whole way. They're going to have a trilogy very soon, I believe in March, on the same card that they announced for Max Holloway versus Alexander Volkanovski 3. So that's going to be a big card on that. No, wait, there's a different card. My bad. My mistake. Not that card. So anyways, moving on to the next
after one.
Yeah. So moving on to the next one, it's Marco's pick. And he went with Andre Muniz, freaking just snapping Jacare Souza's arm, which would end up being his retirement fight from the UFC. Just freaking insane. Just snapped. If you look at the pictures later on, guys, you see Jacare, just the arm is broken. It's done. So his career in the UFC and possibly MMA entirely. But
probably the nastiest submission.
Yeah, so I mean, it definitely won a lot of the year-end awards for a lot of like the MMA promotion, journalists and stuff like that. So, all right, guys, moving on to knockout of the year. This one for me was a very simple one. It is I hate to try to pronounce the names like this. Yidi Prochaska at UFC Vegas 25. He freaking spinning back elbows Dominic Reyes to death. I mean to death. Like this man collapsed, just out cold, senseless, and just the way that he tore apart the man that many thought beat John Jones for the UFC light heavyweight title is just telling you how dangerous this man is going to be. Any thoughts from y'all for this knockout?
That was my second pick.
I saw that on. Like I said, I don't really watch UFC a lot, but I seen this. It looked pretty nasty.
Yeah,
that's
man,
pretty good.
he
pick,
got
but
him with the elbow first, and then he just like
yeah,
reversed to it. Like man.
He walked like he was gonna walk past him, and then just spun and just
Yeah.
smashed him. Like, oh, it was so clean and ugly, but I loved it. That's why I went with it because there's so many good choices, and I respect y'all's picks too. But this was mine. But let's go with Alex's pick next. Tyson Fury knocking out Deontay Wilder in their
that
trilogy.
was
He
I
rocked him
mean,
number
out.
3.
I mean, just deaf. Alex, give us your thoughts on your pick.
I think this one was like knockout of the year because so much hype around it, and the way he did it, the way he won was like nasty. So that was my reason why, and I liked it. It was a good fight.
It was a fantastic fight.
Yeah.
Knocking back and forth, and just cardio became an issue for Wilder, and then Fury just took advantage. And any thoughts on your part, Art?
Nah, man, that was a great knockout too. Just after 2 fights and then coming back to this trilogy and just knocking him out. Like, damn, dude. Like, what'd you expect? But at the same time, it was a crazy knockout. Like, he just got gassed out.
I know Wilder is hurting on the inside, like just pride wise, because he 3 fights with Fury, none of them are wins. But he's a tough man. Like, dude, like even like as much as we joke about it, like the armor suit he wore, in the second fight, and all this other stuff. Like, you gotta give a lot of respect to this man. He's a former heavyweight champion, but this was not his night, and neither was Zhang Wei Li's when she got knocked out by Rose Namajunas. I mean, goddamn, she just died at that moment too. Art, give us an explanation on your pick right there.
Man, that was the same night as the Canelo fight.
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't it? No, it was the next one.
It was the first one. This is the first one.
But yeah, dude, the first one, man.
It was quick.
Once again, the reason why I gave it knockout of the year was because there was a title shot involved. Like, that's the only reason why. And man, I just like kick knockouts. Like, the fact that you just like landed a freaking
flush,
like just, and you could hear it. Like, if you look up the video and you listen closely, you can hear the smack of the foot on her face. Like, there was another one also with another, and this is one of the ones that you said, like people couldn't choose too. That was the second one that I put on here. Man, it was yet again another kick knockout, but this one just landed, and it was just a reaction afterwards. Like, after seeing, like, I know we watched it together. Like, after seeing this knockout, we were like, what the hell? Like, that's a freaking knockout. So that's why I'm giving a knockout of the year.
I was proud of that night because that's the night I beat Mike in 5 bets for, and everything. And of course, in the end, I lost the biggest bet of them all earlier.
This wasn't the ramen fight.
No, this was we had like everybody over mainly, and he was like, well, we'll bet every fight shots, and I'm like, all right, bet. He picked Zhang Wei Li, I picked Rose, and this was his 4th drink, so he had to suck it. All right, so moving on, guys, from knockout of the year, we're moving on to now because Marco picked Yuri as well. We're going to team of the year. We all picked the same one. We had no disputes on this one. I think that's the best case scenario because, let's be honest, guys, the Atlanta Braves started sloppy and came out strong and then killed it and then crushed it against the Houston Astros. Alex, I'm going to let you speak on this because I know you're a bigger baseball fan than me, but they are rightfully the team of the year.
Yep.
Nobody expected them to win the World Series, let alone even make playoffs at All-Star break. Nobody thought they were going to be this good. Their bats came out hot. They had Jorge Soler. He went off. He used to play for the Cubs. I remember that. But man, he went off. The Braves, man, they're a dangerous team. They really are. Hey, Cubbies are my favorite too, but
that's not the topic. These guys are.
Atlanta Braves. They are the team of the year.
Art?
They have to be.
Yeah, no, man. It's the fact that they beat the Dodgers, man. Like, and then they went to the Astros, and then they just made they literally swept the floor, man, with them at home.
They stomped a mud hole. They stomped a mud hole on them.
Damn, I thought the Astros were gonna come back, and no disrespect to the Astros because a lot of the team that came back, they were not part of that controversy, so they got to win it and they got to the place that they got. So they they did a good comeback of the year.
This is a more earned one. Yeah, I get you.
But man, the fact that the Braves just swept the floor with them at home, like that's why they took this one.
I'm just so happy for Freddie Freeman, man. He's a big Atlanta guy. It's good to see like the good guy win. So and then plus he almost died from COVID. So
he did.
It's
a scary situation, but he was able to come back and then just. Whew, I mean, it's been a rough 2 years, guys. Let's all be honest. For all of us, it's been a rough 2 years. So we can imagine how it is for everyone else too. All right, guys. So we're now moving on to coach/trainer of the year. So not everyone that is picked is always named as the head coach or sometimes named the trainer. So I'll go with mine first. Mine is Trevor Whitman. This man coaches Kamaru Usman, the UFC welterweight champion. Rose Namajunas, the UFC women's strawweight champion. Justin Gaethje. I mean, fuck. He coached all three of them in one night, and they all won, and they freaking crushed it. He doesn't actually, do grudge MMA anymore. That's his old gym. He actually closed it down. I didn't want to put just independent, but I wanted to put something that he used to be part of. Before he chose to close it down. But he's killing it, as a coach. I mean, look at where these, people are. They're champions or they're about to fight for a championship. So that's my pick right there. We'll move on to the next one real quick. Alex, you picked. Go ahead and actually. I don't want to butcher the last name. Say it right for me, please.
Nika.
I can't really say. I really can't say it either.
It's just Brian Snicker.
All right. I mean,
it's Snicker.
I just don't want to be rude, but go ahead and explain why he's your pick.
Well, he took over the team at the All-Star break, and what he did, is remarkable. Nobody, even a lot of other managers of baseball, couldn't really see this forthcoming, and taking over that team and winning a World Series. To me, he's the coach of the year. I mean, I wouldn't really say there's maybe a lot of coaches that like in these talks, because I think this guy was like the best one out of all of them. So
nice. We'll move on to Art right now. Art, explain this one. Bill Belichick of the New England Patriots.
The reason why is he did this year what a lot of people didn't think he was going to do without Tom Brady. I know last year he, it wasn't a bad it wasn't a bad season. It was an okay season. They didn't make it. But this year, the fact that he got a new quarterback, he was able to teach and coach the quarterback to feel like great inside the pocket, and then make sure that his defense was together and played as a team. And then his offense was playing in sync with the learning capability of the new QB, and then getting a bunch of weapons, man. Like, a lot of people doubted him. I know you liked this pick whenever I made it, and you're waiting for me to say why. You're enjoying what I'm saying.
I mean, I didn't pick him, so I mean, I think I had him in my top 5, but he wasn't like 2 or 3.
But yeah, that's the reason why I picked him. Like I've read a lot of news articles and things like that where they talk about the coach of the year, and a lot of people say, like he should win it like every year from now on. Like he should just as long as he's coaching, he should get coach of the year.
Did come out and say that the coach of the Arizona Cardinals. He, I mean, the award could be renamed after him? To be honest with you, as much of his accomplishments, do like it. But yeah, that's a surprising pick. I mean, but it looks like Matt LaFleur should be the heavy favorite. I mean, look what he's done for that Green Bay Packers, but. For the NFL side, right? But this is like all around sports for us,
right?
And then Marco's pick would be Eddie Reynoso, the head coach, the head trainer for Canelo Alvarez or Canelo team. That's his pick. That was my second pick. It was very tough for me to pick between the two of them. I mean, just looking how far Canelo has come. He had won 3 street fights this year in 2021, and then just the way that he's improved every time, and it just continues to keep going. Give a lot of respect to Eddie, what he has accomplished, what he's taken over from like his dad and other stuff like that. So that's Marco's pick. That was my second pick. But at the end, I couldn't, go over Eddie with in this case, Trevor Whitman was my pick. Jesse has that comment here. That Arturo fellow sounds like an old dude finger blessing a burrito. Jeez.
Oh my god.
That's your boy. That's your boy. Just remember this.
At least I'm not gonna say it, man, because then he's gonna start just putting a bunch of stupid comments and wife whipped.
Thank you for commenting, Jesse. Man. Thank you for that one, Jesse. All right, guys, moving on to now play of the year. So this is a significant moment in the season, something big that we didn't think would be as possible, but they did it. So of course, started with me. The DeAndre Ayton alley-oop finish against the Clippers in the 2021 playoffs, game 2. I mean, that one was surprising as hell. Got over Zubac. I mean, just a finish. It was a tight game. And just for the Suns at that moment, momentum going their way in the Western Conference Finals, starting 2-0 right there. It's just a beautiful finish. Any thoughts on that pick, guys?
That was a great play.
That was an awesome play. I remember that.
So, I like that one's mine right there. Alex, you picked the Alabama versus Auburn game, 2-point conversion to finish it. Give us your explanation as to why.
Just the way the game was going. If they would have lost this game, the Alabama will probably not be playing this Monday. So they almost lost to Auburn, and Auburn was on their third string quarterback. Auburn got like I said, their quarterback was hurt in this game. So, I mean, it was a good game if you guys didn't watch. And honestly, they were losing at one point, actually, I think with like a minute left. And it was a crazy game.
When I saw it, it was very surprising because they got shut out the first half, then it was extremely low scoring. Like, it's not what I'm accustomed to with when these two go head to head.
So I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, the receiver was Minchi.
Yes,
he ran like a sluggo, like a sluggo. It's like a slant and then like a whip out. And he got the corner to bite real nasty, and whenever he ran the slant, he ran right back out, and it was nasty. That's how they won the game. Nice. I think it was the play of the year because it saves their year.
Their season, yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go straight to yours next. The Derrick Henry 76-yard rushing touchdown against the Bills on Monday Night Football. Your thoughts on that, boy?
Man, it's just King Henry, man. Like, the fact that afterwards he just went downhill with that injury, but the fact that he made that 76-yard run, like, he just makes it look so easy. Like, he just bowls through the defenses, and it's like he hits a defender and it just bounces right off of him. Instead of losing his balance, he just hits him, gets back in balance, and runs back, hits another one, bounces off another one. It's crazy, man. That guy, he's a freaking monster truck. Like, there's no way stopping him. And I know I asked you this question. Would you rather get run over by Henry or get tackled by Aaron Donald? So
Henry's trying to avoid me. I mean, if I get in his way, he'll stiff arm me. But Aaron Donald's trying to kill me. Aaron Donald is trying to kill me. So, yes, I would.
Listen, I would never want to get run over by anybody. I played on the defense side of the ball. That's the worst nightmare on the defense side of the ball is getting run over by a huge running back like this guy. So I'd rather get tackled than get run over by this guy.
Yeah, but if you're on offense, you don't want to get crushed by Aaron Donald, especially if you're like the QB.
I think it's more humiliating whenever you get run over, though. Honestly.
Yeah, because you're expecting to get tackled.
You expect to get tackled.
Like, it's whatever.
Okay. So see in this scenario, would you rather get run over or like pie face like freaking Josh Norman was against Derrick Henry, or would you rather be like sacked 9 times like how Baker Mayfield was against TJ Watt?
Oh, that's different.
Get like
yeah, you mean the monster? The monster's coming to kill you. That's what I'm saying.
Different.
Like you don't get many of Henry's, crazy runs like this. You'll get every snap.
But when you do, you get disrespected though. That's the thing. It's like you can get tackled and you can get sacked as many times as you can. It's like whatever, you're gonna get tackled or sacked the next game.
All right. So we'll move on to the next one because we can go this on all day. So Marco's pick was the South Dakota Hail Mary catch at the end of the game versus South Dakota State University. Jesus Christ. Like I couldn't write all that out. So I had to put SDSU, okay? I couldn't write all that out. It was a crazy finish to two teams that not many people care about, but it was fun. It was crazy. It was insane. I understand why he did it, why he picked this one. It was a crazy finish, but because Hail Marys are always fun. Hail Marys, if they're caught, it's always fun to watch. All right, guys, we're going to move on to Fight of the Year. And I'm going to be completely honest. I can't believe I'm the only one that picked this one. Gaethje versus Chandler? I'm the only one? Really? Like, you see from start to finish how crazy this fight was. It started off for UFC 268, the night that they had the same card with Canelo, and it was just a banger from start to finish, and they were nuts, insane. Art, you were there with me. We were all setting up. We were loud and cheering. Like, that was fucking crazy. We're glad it happened. That's the first fight of the card rather than during around the time of the Canelo fight, because this was a barn burner. And my God, I can't believe I'm the only one that picked it. We're going to move on real quick to the next one. Alex and Marco picked Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3. Alex, give me the reason why you went with this one.
Like I said, just leading up to that fight, all the hype and everything, and the way it went. I mean, we all kind of figured that Tyson was gonna win. So, but it was a good fight. Honestly, one of the only fights I really saw or even paid attention to this whole year.
Yeah, you're a big boxing man, more so. Yeah, definitely for sure. Art, your pick was very acceptable. I guess I'm more surprised you and Marco didn't agree with me. You picked Alexander Volkanovski versus Brian Ortega. Give us your thoughts on that.
Man, so your pick was great. That was my second pick. The reason why I didn't pick it was because I actually had something on the line on this one, and it was more exciting for me to watch it. The fact that I lost and I took the soup like a champ, like
one of you did.
One of us did. But it was just he had him on
three times,
on two, and then that third one it was like freaking crazy, man. So to me that was the fight of the year because they had everyone up their seats, and then you sit down again, and you're like, all right, it's over. No, it's not, and it was like back and forth. So that was the reason why I went with this.
It was respectful, like it was a really good fight. Like I know there were some like MMA journalists that picked that one too, but man, for me it was just Gaethje and Chandler, and if they want to go at it again, like please go ahead, like kill yourself. All right, so the next one is Game of the Year. I hope I have the list. Like at this point, by the way, I did all of this like last night, so at this point they might be closer to down the right spots. But anyways, Game of the Year. I went with the Milwaukee Bucks versus. Oh, I definitely missed. This is not Game 2. It was Game 7. I knew I messed up somewhere. Game 7. I was middle of the night, guys. Middle of the night. Bucks versus Nets. Game 7. To close
that was
out
a good game.
The second round. It went into overtime. Crazy finish. Kevin Durant, exhausted as hell, couldn't get to send it to overtime. He got his foot was on the line, so he could have won that game, but it went to overtime. And then the last shot, there's air ball. There's no energy left in him. Crazy finish. I loved it. It was fun. We'll go on to the next one. Alex, explain to us Oklahoma versus Texas of earlier this year.
Those are the big games. Oklahoma versus Texas. Texas came out hot, super hot. They putting them out. Spencer Rattler looked like a JV quarterback. Here comes Caleb Williams, saves the day. Down 18 at half, man. It was crazy. And then they freaking ran the same. They freaking ran the same play 2 times in a row to win it. It was crazy, man. It was awesome to watch. I was kind of like at the beginning, I was like, holy crap, Texas could do it. They were exposing a dude from that's actually from Austin that played in Oklahoma. That plays for Oklahoma. He was from Austin, and they were exposing them. I was like, man, this is gonna be a field day for Texas. Oklahoma comes back, and the rest is history. Spencer Rattler's benched. Caleb Williams is the main man now. But that was crazy. That was a crazy game.
Definitely crazy. And then moving on to Arts, he picked the UCLA versus Gonzaga Final Four matchup. Art, give us your thoughts on why this was your pick.
Man, no one saw that one either. Like the fact that they beat them, they pulled the upset on that. Like, man, it was.
UCLA was on fire at that point. You know?
Oh no, they were on fire. Yeah. But the fact that Gonzaga just like pulled the upset, they brought it back and then they won it. It was freaking. It was another game that just had you like up and down from your seat. Like it was freaking crazy, man.
Absolutely. And then Marco's picked was one I think y'all will respect very well. Oh, nope, not there. Not there. I gotta close it out real quick. Hold on. So
technical difficulties.
Absolutely. Technical difficulties. This man, okay, it's because this man freaking he changed his mind at the last second, and then I had to recreate a new thing for him. So give me 1 second, fellas. All right, there we go. Go ahead and put it back up now. There we go. England versus Italy, the Euro 2025.
Oh man!
So
that was a hell of a game.
It was named 2020, but of course it happened in 2021. The pandemic didn't allow it to happen, in 2020.
Yeah.
So they had it this year. Alex, since you're bringing it up, go ahead and explain why this was a fantastic matchup.
It was crazy, just the way Italy looked so dominant. I mean, England looked so dominant, and in all the other games, nobody really thought that Italy was going to be good in this competition. So like the way they came out, the way they won it was crazy. In penalty kicks, it was a good game, hell of a game, and I respect that. That was a good pick.
I'm gonna have to find those text messages, but I told Jose, I was like, Italy's gonna take it.
Yeah, he did. He really did. Yeah, I remember that absolutely.
It just looked like Italy wanted it. Like even though that England was like, man, they took it and they were being over dominant on everything, man. It's just
Italy won it and they crushed it, and
Italy
solidified a major comeback. Mm-hmm. It was beautiful. All right, guys, y'all saw it real quick already. Rookie of the year. This was clearly mine and Marco's pick. Micah Parsons, man, it's just he's not leading in the world of sacks. He's not, but he's every fucking where, and he has been dominant, crushing it for the Cowboys. Me and Marco agreed on this one. This is just a young man that is killing it. When many people had questions about did they make the right pick, right, or stuff like that. So this is a beautiful, moment for him to be landing the right spot, right opportunity. When that's the that side of the game for the Cowboys is what's leading them to victories more over than the offense. Alex, you went with LaMelo Ball. Go ahead and explain this one.
I mean, when I really didn't think he was going to be good at all. Whenever he came in, I didn't think he was going to do I thought he was going to be all talk, but man, he showed he did some crazy passes last year. He won Rookie of the Year, which is like it's well deserved. He was, I think, at the peak of like making the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they were. They were in the play-in tournament.
Yeah, and I didn't expect that coming from him, and I feel like he led that squad going in, and I think it should be rightfully on that he won Rookie of the Year last year. So
absolutely,
yeah, I like him. He's a good player.
And then Art went with Jamar Chase. Art, give us an explanation on that one.
So if there was a offensive Rookie of the Year and defensive Rookie of the Year, we would have agreed on that defensive Rookie of the Year. But the reason why I picked Jamar Chase overall, man, once they drafted him to the Bengals, it was like, damn, reunion and everything. It was like, man, this is gonna be great, but why did y'all go with that pick? Y'all could have strengthened your offensive line. And then seeing him on preseason and just dropping every pass and not connecting. Everyone had doubts on him. I had doubts on him for our fantasy matchup. I did not want to draft him.
Yeah, he fucked a lot of us over in fantasy football.
Yeah, he went off.
What he did, and then after he just played out like, oh no, guys, I'm a threat now. Here it is. I'm putting up numbers. I'm putting up yards. And man, he makes those catches like that this past game where he scored like 55 fantasy points, man. He was, I don't know if you saw that catch where he catches it and then he runs down the sideline and he just shows the defender like, oh, look, I caught it. Like, he literally stopped. Like, he could have gone all the way home, but he stopped and he was like, look, I caught the ball again. Dude, like, that to me, it's like you deserve that after being a pick that, a lot of people did not agree with, disappointed a lot of people in preseason, and then coming in and winning the division.
Proving that was wrong.
Like, you deserve that one. But that was my pick.
Definitely. I love that pick. It was a good one.
It's a good pick.
Mean, it's we've had a good rookie class. Let's be honest. Like
young Randy Moss right there.
Dude, he mossed that fucking defender that fucking put the gritty on him like 2 plays right here.
Yeah.
Idiot. You fucking got clowned on.
Yeah, he's Jamar Chase is a monster.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now moving on to the next category, gentlemen, defensive player of the year. Jesus, I hope I did the slides correctly here. So for me, starting it off, and Alex, TJ Watt. Alex, I'll let you kick it off as to why TJ Watt was our pick.
Man, he's been going off for the past couple of years. I don't even know how this man doesn't win.
Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Y'all
can continue. Yeah.
I don't know how he doesn't win defensive player of the year for the past couple of years. I mean, he's been putting up crazy numbers. I know this year he's getting the help with an extra game of breaking the record, but I mean, you gotta show this man respect. I mean, he's been going off this year. I mean, I know he just beat my guy in Chicago, Robert Quinn, but I love TJ Watt. He's a great athlete. He's a crazy athlete. He looks unblockable at sometimes. And I think if you were to tell me Myles Garrett or TJ Watt, I would always pick TJ Watt over Myles Garrett. If Myles Garrett got started, it's neck and neck. I mean, but
yeah,
the way this guy can move, man, it's crazy.
I mean, and let's be honest too. With in some cases, like TJ Watt is just too much of a monster. Like, dude, like offensive lines, even really fantastic O lines, they cannot stop him. This man has only played 14 games this season and already broke the record. And in 3 of those games, he had no sacks. So we're talking about 11 games. This man has gone past the 20 and is about to break the record made by Michael Strahan. So he's about 1.5 sacks away. Yeah, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. And then if you want to say not counting the injuries, in 15 games of the season, he's gonna break the record. And it's just
he got paid.
Yeah, he got paid. He well deserved. And there's a lot of criticism that he should not have gotten paid. And he's showing why.
Trust me, you want to pay a pass rusher.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So next pick, we're gonna go with Art's pick here. Trayvon Diggs. Art, I'm glad you're back in time to explain why you picked this one.
Man, it was between him and Michael Parsons, man. Like I said, Michael Parsons was my defensive rookie of the year. Man, Trayvon Diggs, he just made quarterbacks look stupid, man. Like, those throws, and it's not even the fact that they were like bad throws from the quarterback. No, like, he was on the right spot at the right time, and he was making those catches like he was a wide receiver supposed to catch those. So the fact that he was able to do the interceptions that he did and put the numbers that he did, man, like, that to me, like, he changed a lot of the games and the momentum on some of those games and just turned the whole thing around.
He reads routes really well, and he knows when to go after it. Now there's a lot of criticism on him because he supposedly coverage, he's given up a lot of yards, but I mean, let's be honest, Dallas is where they are at. A lot of it thanks to where Trayvon Diggs has led them. And then Art, you were saying it was between him and Micah Parsons. Marco tend to agree, and he actually picked the young rookie over his teammate over TJ Watt. Art, give us why you thought Micah Parsons, or I guess he was your number 2. Give us why he would be high up on this list.
Man, Micah Parsons is another one that it's just the Cowboys made a good decision by picking on Micah Parsons for their team. And that's why, in my mind, he deserves Defensive Rookie of the Year. I wouldn't put him in the same category as, say, Defensive Player of the Year, because it's like I feel like there's other players that have proven themselves. Say, you know what, like, I'm better here. You can take the rookie one of the way. However, man, the pass rusher that he has been able to do, just like TJ Watt, man, like, as a rookie, you're putting pressure on an offense and you're making the possibilities for other guys in your team to create plays.
Mhm.
But it's him making the play at the end of the day. And if I'm not mistaken, he was changed from his original position that he used to play. So the position that he plays now, it's not his position. So to be able to do what he's doing, man, that's freaking crazy. Even on Hard Knocks, the fact that he was like so eager in his first game, he's like, "Oh, can I just play 5 more minutes?"
No.
And he was pissed for being sat down. It's like this guy is hungry, and like if Zeke could go back and do his eating thing, like I think he should just give it to Michael Parsons, man, because like Michael Parsons is just eating. He's just eating away on the offenses.
Yep. All right, and then going on to the next category, ladies and gentlemen, offensive player of the year. I mean, this one, I'm pretty sure it was tough for a lot of people because you just have so many great athletes. My pick was Kevin Durant. I mean, this man is just a baller. He knows the crush shit. When he gets the chance, he leads the Nets. Really close in defeating the Bucks in the playoffs. And honestly, had they made the finals, and which had they won that series, they would have won the finals, and Brooklyn would have a title already. James Harden would have a ring. I'm not saying that they're gonna have it this year. He's right now fighting with Steph Curry for the MVP for the NBA, but man, just as an offensive beast. I mean, you have no doubts on Kevin Durant, and this is after his Achilles tear.
Yeah,
just a nasty injury, and he is just dominating. Alex, we're gonna go with your pick now. Go ahead and say the name for me, man, because I'm not gonna do it. I'm not butchering it.
Robert Lewandowski.
Tell us why he's your
That
pick,
dude's
man.
a monster. He is a monster. Byron, I think, went for a stretch where they didn't lose like 32 games in a row. And this is the man right here.
yeah.
Most goals in Bundesliga. Bundesliga is not like a knick-knack paddywhack type of league. You get some real players there, and some it's Germany. You know how crazy Germans are about their soccer. This guy is crazy good. I think he had 42 goals, or he broke the record, I think. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I think I don't know if it was this year where they won Champions League in 2020.
Yeah,
it was this year.
Yeah, they're unstoppable, and this guy is the main reason why. So this is my pick.
Absolutely. And then Art, you and Marco agreed on your picks. So go ahead and explain to us why Cooper Kupp was your offensive player of the year.
Man, after last season when he came back from that knee injury, right? Also
ACL back in 2018, 19.
So he wasn't putting up numbers. Everyone doubted him. And he got a new quarterback. But man, like I was between him and like other people for offensive player of the year, but the numbers that he was putting, the yards after the catch, the touchdowns the touchdown numbers that he put compared to some teams, like they were comparing his touchdown percentages compared to some teams. Like he has more touchdowns that some teams scored on that week or during the season. So, man, this guy is crazy. And it's not even that he's a wide receiver one, because that was Robert Woods, and we've had that conversation on it. He's not a wide receiver one. He's a wide receiver two.
For me, he's always been wide receiver one. So that's where we debate. Like, for me, he's always been my favorite of the two.
No, of course, right. But position-wise, he doesn't play the wide receiver one role.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
He plays the wide receiver two role and everything, but
hold on, guys.
Yeah, go ahead. But he's a wide receiver one, like the period, like even with Matt Stafford, the numbers that he was able to pull, the yards, the touchdowns, man, that was my pick. It was hard not to pick him.
Hey, man, fantasy owners are happy with him. Me and you had him on our fantasy rosters. Unfortunately, we didn't win those leagues with him.
Pissed me off, man. Those last 2 weeks, he just let me down. It
wasn't him. It was the rest of your guys. It wasn't him.
Well, he scored 15 points, 19 points. So it was like you're expecting the 30, 20 points, and it's like, all right, put me over the top. But
don't blame him for other people's problems. Like,
no. Like,
he's not gonna put Jamar Chase down.
He was not the only one that let me down. There was
a
couple of guys in my league that they just were scoring high every freaking week, and then the past 2 weeks is like, I'm gonna take a break.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Cooper Cup is about to break records. Even though he might not like it because they have that extra week now in the season, he's gonna break records and he well deserves it. All right, guys, we're deep end in the last 3 categories. So up next, we're gonna be talking about female fight of the year. Me and Art agree on this one. Rose Namajunas, the UFC weight champion. I put Star White. I don't know why. But Art, go ahead and explain to me why you picked a Rose.
Man, she's just a great fighter. Like, would you had him as your coach of the year or trainer of the year, but
Trevor Whitman. Mm-hmm.
like what he's able to do with the fighters, and then seeing her style of fighting before, and then how she's improved and where she's at now. Like, a lot of people don't think that she's a scary fighter. Whenever they face her, they say, whatever, I'm able to win, but she stays composed. And man, when she connects, she connects.
She is the best.
It's freaking
she
scary,
is the
man.
best. Man,
Give me one more second, guys.
All right, go for it. All right, so this man, Trevor Whitman, is insane the way he's brought back his fighters. Rose Namajunas at one point had a real breakdown to where she probably considered not wanting to fight again. And then she's come back ever since she lost originally her title to Jessica Andrade, and she has been putting it on. And for a year where she beat Zhang Weili twice, one by decisive knockout, second time on a 5-round fight where they both had the chances to win that one, to steal that one. I was not going to be mad if either one had picked. You made the argument that Zhang Weili didn't beat the champion in a convincing fashion as to why she didn't win that rubber match, but Rose Namajunas coming out against a destructive force that is Zhang Weili, beat her twice, knockout, decision, beautiful fights, that combination of style. A lot of respect for Rose. And then Alex, your pick is the same as Marco's, female fight of the year, Juliana Pena. Give us an explanation why you picked this one.
Honestly, I really don't know. Like, I really don't watch a lot of UFC, but but like I said, I was pulling up a lot of her fights, and like you said, I think she had I think somebody picked her for the upset of the year.
You did?
Yeah,
did
yeah. I think I
didn't
pick her.
No, we did. Me, Marco, and Art did. Me, Marco, and Art did.
So, I think if you're in that category of upset of the year, this is rightfully on for female fighter of the year. I think you told me too if I could pick like female athlete of the year. I was gonna pick Candace. I was gonna pick Candace Parker. But
yeah, I'll adjust that for next year to make it more like a whole sports thing rather than just. It's just. I think in my mind it was more because of what the topics we normally discuss, and usually MMA is a big one here. And boxing too.
WNBA needs some respect.
They do need some respect. Congratulations to Coach Becky Hammond, new head coach for the Las Vegas Aces. She's going back to her team. They used to be the San Antonio Silver Stars, right? That was
something like that.
Yeah, Stars, Silver Stars. That's now they were purchased by Vegas, and now she's gonna be the head coach there. So congratulations to her. She well deserves it. But yeah, so Juliana Pena, easy explanation. She beat the baddest woman on the planet. She beat her on the feet, and then she submitted her. Now, granted, it's not like she was a masterclass jiu-jitsu. Amanda Nunes tapped out quick because she was like, you know what, I'm not going to survive this. I'm a jiu-jitsu expert. I'm a black belt. I know better than the wait and get severely hurt for this. Juliana Pena is well deserved to be in this category, especially for all the talk that she did leading up to this fight. She backed it up and won it. All right, guys, male fight of the year. Me and Marco picked this one. Canelo Alvarez. I mean, it was just. What do you say? Three wins, 3 decisive victories. It's Canelo, guys. The best boxer in the world, I should say. But finally unifying all the titles. He's the undisputed super middleweight champion. He has all the gold. There is no one else in that listing with him. He is the man. We'll move quickly on to the next one. Alex, you picked Tyson Fury. Go ahead and explain to us why Tyson Fury.
I could have picked Canelo too, but like I said, Tyson Fury, the way he beat the dude in a crazy knockout. You know, I kind of figured he might be the fighter of the year. He knocked him out nasty. You know, Canelo wins too, but like his wins are not like crazy knockouts. But I like Tyson Fury, man. He whenever he knocks dudes out, it looks painful. So
Hey
to me,
man,
he's a
just
female fighter.
to dispute that, just ask Caleb Plant. Just just
No, I
ask
mean, yeah,
Billy Joe Saunders. See how
yeah,
they're gonna agree with you. Billy Joe probably not gonna be fighting really anytime soon with that orbital.
Nah.
yeah.
Caleb Plant is wondering why
I think
did I
I think
accept this fight.
I think we watched that fight with our in-laws.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah,
like someone's birthday or Mother's Day or Father's Day. Yeah, we
yeah.
watched
That
the
was a
Billy
good
Joe
fight.
fight.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful one. And then Art, your pick was Kamaru Usman. I love that pick. I didn't pick it myself because I had between the two of them. I was like, "Ugh," but explain this one. This is a great pick.
Man, he's a bad motherfucker. Let's
He
just
really
put it that
is.
way. The reason why I picked him is because I knew it was between him and Canelo, but I was like, all right, I know Marco's gonna pick up Canelo. And I was like, either Jose is gonna pick one. I was like, I want to keep it interesting. I want to keep it like different. But man, he's just freaking. He's a freak of nature, man. Like knockout of the year. Also, like I know he's a contender for knockout of the year or a nominee for that.
Well, we didn't pick him, and oddly enough, none of us picked that knockout, but it was a great knockout.
Yeah, it was. So he's just like I said, he should have gotten that bad motherfucker belt from Usman though. Or him. On that Usman Masvidal fight though. But
yeah, just the way that he went 3 fights this year, defeating Gilbert Burns, TKO, knocking out Masvidal after in their rubber match, and then decisively beating Colby Covington to the point that UFC cameras caught him saying, "Hey man, it was just for fun. I love you and respect you," stuff like that. You don't hear that from Colby Covington on camera most of the time. So the fact that he got him on there, that shows you the power and the versatility that is Kamaru Usman. A lot of respect there. Moving on to the last category, gentlemen, MVP, most valuable player of the year. Now, all of us, except for the next pick, it's gonna be me and someone and Marco on this one. We agreed on this one. Very, very, very different, and I don't think there's a clear winner, obviously, but I mean it's a lot.
It was hard to choose.
Absolutely. So for me and Marco, we picked Tom Brady. Tom Brady going into the NFC his first year. Not winning the division, but that he did win the NFC Championship and then went on to win in dominant fashion over the heavy favorite Chiefs, Marco's favorite Chiefs. So you know how hard this hurts him, for him to pick that one. Tom Brady killed it again. And then for most of this year, up until recently when he had some weird ass losses, Saints. I don't know how that's his kryptonite. Crushing it throughout the year. But he is my MVP. I think out of a lot of MVP candidates, I mean, he came out on top. He came out a champion, won the Bucks of the division for the first time in a long time. He is my pick for that. Alex, your pick was Devin Booker. I was very surprised with this one, but do explain why this was your man. This is your MVP.
I honestly picked him because, Tom Brady is a good MVP, but he did it as a team. This guy did it literally. He won this literally by himself, taking that Suns team into the playoffs. Nobody thought they were gonna beat the Lakers, even though they were a favorable team. They went in second seed playing against the 7th seed, if I'm not mistaken. And at the beginning, everybody was saying, "Well, it looks like the Suns are gonna get knocked out. They're already going against LeBron." I think I kind of wish they beat the Bucks in the finals, but the way he led that team into the playoffs, putting up crazy numbers, and to me, he was my most valuable player of the year. And without him, they're not there.
True, and I think also like the leadership of Chris Paul also helped tremendously in their run. And look at them now. I believe second in the current seedings for the Western Conference, right behind the Warriors. I mean, they're going to be neck and neck with them the whole rest of the way. I think that's going to be a fun series, best of 7 between them. So you never know. Maybe the Suns can still have their shot at the title. Let's just see if they can re-sign DeAndre Ayton because that'd be a huge mistake if they lose him. And Art, your MVP was the Batman himself, Aaron Rodgers. A real, I don't know if it hurts you as much as it hurts other Bears fans, but go ahead and explain this one.
Nah, so the only reason I was between him and Tom Brady, the only reason why they didn't pick Tom Brady is because even though the Super Bowl was this past year, I consider this past season for that Super Bowl as the 2019 season. So yeah, 2020. So that's the only reason why I didn't pick Tom Brady as the MVP of the year. And man, what Rodgers has done after the controversy this past year of whether he was going to leave, whether he was going to stay, the whole COVID thing, like putting the Packers at what they did this year, winning the division, winning the seed and the bye week. Like, man, this guy, it does hurt to say, but like he does own Chicago. Like, we're not able to do anything with him, and we talked about it. If he had left, I was like, all right, finally the Bears may be able to do something, or it might be able to happen, But the only game that I'm pretty sure he should have played and he would have won, like, it's that one against Kansas. That was one of the games that a lot of people wanted to see, the matchup between Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. We didn't get to see that because of COVID and him not being vaccinated. But apart from that, man, this guy, what he's been able to do season per season, how he stays composed inside the pocket, what he's able to do in trash time, man, like this guy's just scary. That's the thing. He's just scary. He's the boogeyman of all the of that whole freaking side, man. Like there's the whole Midwest, man. Like that's my MVP right now. That's the only reason, because of what he's able to do.
Alex, any other thoughts on this?
That's why, like, I hate him so much, but at the same time,
you hate him. You gotta hate this guy, but man, you hate him because he's beating everybody. You know what I mean? He's beating everybody in the Midwest.
If you think about it, it was like Tom Brady with the Patriots. Everyone hated Tom Brady because he beat everyone in that division. Like
the only thing that's different, I think, is that Aaron Rodgers is going against historical franchises, and Chicago is like one of the most historical franchises. In New England, Tom Brady. I mean, yes, the Jets are one of the most historical ones, but they're not really that good. And this guy, I don't know how many Super Bowls he is like
missed.
No, he took our team out of the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Like a couple of times, but
the fact
that he hasn't won a Super Bowl lately, that's. I'm hoping that he gets it this year. He deserves it. He deserves it to shut a lot of people off, though. That's.
I actually tend to agree.
He has to. I think he has to.
I don't see the Rams because they don't do good in the cold. I don't see the Bucks because they have a lot of drama. Antonio Brown skipped off. Chris Godwin's out for the season. The defense, the secondary's ass. Fuck, dude. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, respect to the man, respect to what he's done.
You know what would be a good badass game for the Super Bowl?
What's that?
Packers.
Bills Packers?
Yeah, that'll be a great game.
Because if it's on the cold, like where's the Super Bowl supposed to be at?
LA.
Never mind.
The backup is Dallas.
Never mind.
Yeah, there's not.
I'm just saying, like, if
there's
it
no
was
cold.
But it's just, I don't know, man.
It's crazy.
Rodgers just knows how to play with the clock. That's the thing. He knows how to, like, it doesn't matter, dude. Like, I don't know how many times they were down, and he was like, all right, trash time. Let's just 2 touchdowns. Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones,
nothing.
Alan Lazard, just like nothing, man. Just do your thing. I'll get it to you. Run the clock. Like,
it looks effortless to him. You know what I mean?
With a toe injury, COVID toe.
With the COVID toe.
It's freaking scary, man. But
oh man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was our picks for the 2021 awards. I mean, it was a long list. It was 17 categories. I mean, guys, thank you for your procrastination and picking those picks, but I'm glad we were able to get them done. Thank you, Marco, for also participating in them as well. Guys, any final thoughts before we close out? Alex, I'll start with you. Was there anything we missed that you think that, probably, could have been, should have won, anything like that?
Honorable mentions, probably best play of the year. I like the Javier Baez play, Chicago Cubs play. When he was with the Cubs, I think he hit it towards first. he got stuck between first and home.
No, it was like
and
third
he
or
went
short.
back to home. Yeah, it was a wild play. He ended up in second, but no, I don't think I missed anything. Just everybody tune into this last week of football. It's gonna be crazy, and then playoffs is coming up, so it's gonna be a great game. Monday, college football championship. That's gonna be a great game. Georgia and Alabama. Don't miss it.
All right,
I got
and
a good one, man, that you can add for this one. Bogus sport calls of the year.
Oh my! Yes, we
The
have
freaking the taunting, dude.
taunting. Oh my!
that's the loser of the year.
That's
That
the
should have been
worst
the loser.
one, man. Like
Oh my god!
taunting, like
Cost us the
that
Steelers game.
that play, yeah, that Steelers game. Like everyone
That
talked about,
cost
like
us
the
the
fact that
Steelers
like
game.
he just
That's
looked
right.
at the bench, taunting. Like
No, let's go. He threw the flag after he bumped him.
Bumped him after
Like,
he threw
it
his ass
was-
to him.
there's been a lot of like taunting plays that I'm like, you're taking the fun out of
So
it. Man.
what's
Like,
Yeah.
so what's worse, the taunting or the fucking roughing the passer calls?
I think
I think
taunting.
the taunting.
Taunting.
Okay, yeah.
Because the roughing the passer, it's like, all right, you're trying to keep the quarterback safe and everything, but
Yeah, but look at the pathetic ones, like even like with Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, it's like here, and then like, oh,
that's
I
the
fell.
thing. Like that's no, I agree with you. And if they're
I
gonna
think-
call roughing the passer, they should call roughing the passer on everything. But
I think
the
it needs to be more
taunting, like,
consistent.
yeah, the taunting is just that's a bogus.
Even
No,
even even
no,
the taunting is not
Let's
consistent
talk
either.
about the worst roughing the not passer, but I mean fucking Mac Jones when he was out of fucking bounds a few weeks ago, and they fucking horse collar him, and
Yeah,
the
and then they
refs
call
picked
it-
up the flag. They picked up the flag. What? He's clearly out of bounds. You stupid sons of bitches! Like that pissed me off. Like that was like
that one, and then the
oh, I'm
Steelers
about to-
game too against Fields.
awesome.
Whenever he was on the floor,
Then-
they hit him again. Like
I think they don't like rookies. I guess in the NFL.
I swear, man. Jeez, like, bro, he got horse collared. Like, come on.
Yeah,
like,
it's-
You breathe on Aaron Rodgers, you're gonna get a 20-yard flag, 15-yard
my
flag.
gosh, those
You know what that
stupid.
just reminds me? And I saw that movie, The Longest Yard, where
Oh,
they're
love
playing
it.
and they're like face masks and then they're down, and then the pass interception, and they're just like, oh, nothing, dude. Like, take it over with the parole officer. Like,
It's Brucey's time, baby.
but yeah, man, like
Oh.
those bogus calls. But the other thing that I think we're missing, man, it's that video from what was that bet that someone lost, and that I destroyed the chip challenge.
Oh, that was
Yeah, like-
against you.
No, that wasn't against me. I got that. I won that bet.
We're still missing one man.
And there's 2 out of 3 people that have done it.
Yeah,
So
we're missing
it's
one
already
man.
2022. Like,
Yeah.
I would never
pay
do
up
that.
the bet,
That's
man.
crazy.
Pay up the bet.
No, I will never do it again. God, bro.
I heard what happened to you. Jose.
check out episode 60, boys, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to recap what Art is talking about, I died, and while he may look cool, calm, and collected, Jesse Mendes died and broke my toilet. Let's tell you, I'll say that like, afterwards. He might look cool, calm, and collected, whatever long that video was, but afterwards he was. By the way, the next 36 hours for me were the absolute worst. I did not sleep that night until like 7 a.m. And which
Yeah,
of course later.
Off the camera stuff, huh?
No, that
Man,
was
that's
so
freaking
bad.
hilarious, man. It was great. I called him like afterwards and I was like, hey, how are you feeling? Oh, I don't know, man. I just threw up and Jesse's in the restroom. He doesn't come out.
He was in there for like 25 minutes.
I think there's gonna be a documentary for that toilet.
Man,
Bro, the one
All
chip
I'm
challenge
saying
is not a
is-
joke.
all I'm saying is you lost the bet. Just pay up.
You
And if
know,
you don't pay up, just eat 2 chips. That's what's gonna happen.
ugh, all right, he'll never come back again. he'll remove himself as family. But no, bro, I don't know if it says right there. I destroyed it. I mean, it really destroyed
I
me.
destroyed the toilet.
But the fact is,
That's what Jesse says.
honestly, the truth is like when you open the box, there's actually a time limit of how much of a boss you are if you take it. 5 minutes is nothing. If you open up the box, they're like, I want you to go like 15 minutes. I want you to go 30 minutes. I want you to go an hour. True real king. And they gotta call you like soft with only the 5-minute challenge. And I'm like, bruh, did you not see how I felt? Like,
Damn.
no. Like they calling it at the minimal, like So As far as honorable mentions for my part, I mean the knockout from Kamaru Usman, like I mentioned earlier, I think that was a big honorable mention. Milwaukee Bucks, I think that was almost a team I picked up for team of the year. But just the Atlanta Braves was just the beasts they are.
Cinderella story.
Yeah, so many great picks. I think it was fast. It was a great list that everyone made. I love the options, like almost the diversity of it all, because we didn't just do the standard norm like how we do with this podcast. You know, we talk a lot of MMA, we talk a lot of football, primarily basketball when it's red hot during the playoffs. But we got to talk about a little more soccer. We got to talk more baseball, college sports, and so that's hopefully we can move on forward. Art, I know this is going to be like one of your limited episodes moving forward. You will have a baby girl very soon, and so
congratulations, man.
You definitely need the paternity leave. I completely understand. Alex would know too. With our boys, we definitely
get your sleep when you can. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, you're not getting much sleep now with all the remodeling you're doing.
I don't get any sleep right now. I'm like, they have me putting flooring and everything though, so.
Oh, nah. You chose you wanted to do this too, puppy. Don't put it on your wife.
No. It's fun, you know, like it's a stress reliever after going to work and everything. But yeah, no, I'll jump in whenever I have a chance.
This man's trying to put a piranha tank in his damn living room, like, you know, while he's having a baby girl. So
hey, I have to get all that done before the baby comes, or I'm not gonna get it.
Right, for real. You're really not. All right, final plugs, guys. Alex, where can the people find you at?
You can find me on Instagram, Alex_DeLaCruz_54. Probably won't. I don't have anything exciting going on besides just my family, the little family, you know. But once Addison starts playing sports, you're gonna see him a lot of soccer team pictures and all that. So hopefully pretty soon.
I mean, shit, your son, my nephew, and my son, your nephew. Since now they got punching bags in their bedrooms, they're gonna start boxing real quick.
My boy's been using it a lot, so been showing a couple moves.
I'm still waiting for Julian just to stand up before I start giving him the gloves. But Art, what's your plugs, brother?
Y'all can find me at Beach Bum AI, man. If y'all need any questions or have any questions actually on like remodel, like I just posted some pictures lately about what I've been doing by myself and with my wife, kind of, you know, slowly fixing up our house. But it's not that hard. It just requires time and hard work, man. So if you put the work on it, it's easy to do. But if you guys want pointers or anything, just hit me up.
Yeah, beachbum_AI. Man, I didn't realize you had a wall in between for your living room before, prior to you knocking it down. Really smart choice. I didn't realize you had two living rooms essentially prior to that. But it's really nice, guys. He's done a lot of good work. Definitely taking care of his family right there. So a lot of respect there. And of course, guys, you can find me on Instagram at Jose Luis_1990. On Twitter, find me at Jose Garza Jr. 10. Guys, thank you for following the podcast. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for bringing up discussions and stuff like that. Do follow the podcast on Instagram at Puro Pinche Sports Podcast, on Twitter at Pinche Sports Pod. If you have any more questions, any things you want to debate on and stuff like that, any topics you want to bring up, feel free, guys. We definitely want to. I got a lot of my friends that are saying we should put up some discussions up for TikTok. I'll attempt to do that. Definitely a busy time, but whatever I can do to spread the knowledge. And if y'all can as well, liking, sharing the videos would contribute in such a big way. Definitely do appreciate that, guys. For Alex Cruz, for Arturo Ibarra, for Marco Monreal, who's not here, and we need him to take the chip challenge. I am Jose Garza. We are Puro Pinche Sports, and we are out.